6:14, time now to say good morning to Mike Eppel for the latest in business news. And we start with the grocery store this morning. Mike, good morning.
Yes, good morning, Tammie. We're into the new month of February, and it looks like we're going to see higher prices
Already.
at the grocery store, or maybe not. This is going to be really interesting. Consider that it was, when was it, back in November, that Loblaw companies said that they weren't going to raise prices on no-name products, what they described as a self-imposed price freeze because of inflation. And everybody was grumbling about how much more expensive things got for groceries last year. At the time, Metro, one of the big rivals of Loblaw, said, wait a second, every year at this time, we pretty much have a self-imposed price freeze. So was it just kind of a marketing ploy? And then they said it would expire as of February 1st, today. So do they raise prices immediately and raise the ire of consumers again, who might notice that things are getting more expensive, or because there has been such a focus on pricing for groceries, do they wait? It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. The other thing, too, is that today the Dairy Commission of Canada had previously approved a price increase for milk of more than 2%. So that's going to go into effect today. Okay, milk price has been going up steadily here over the past year.
Yeah.
And, the farmers are saying, look, our input costs are more expensive for feed and transportation and all these other things. So they have to raise prices or adjust prices accordingly.
Yeah, pass that along. And so that's going to be a guaranteed price hike. Like you said, it'll be interesting to see what Loblaw does.
Again, though, you talk about, okay, pricing on staple items, whether it's milk or bread or what have you, right? Should that be a little more steady? I don't know.
Right.
Just a thought. Food for thought, as you will.
Food for thought at the grocery store here. And we'll see how everything plays out. We're just talking about everything increasing. Interest rates likely to go up once again in the U.S. today. Yeah,
look, the central banks are trying to slow down the economy. And that's what we'll hear from Jay Powell and the U.S. Federal Reserve Committee today, which is, deemed to be by some the most powerful central bank in the world. And the bellwether. Having said that, the Bank of Canada last week raised interest rates for an 8th time, so they're kind of ahead of what the Fed is doing. And our central bank said after that interest rate increase, they're going to wait and see now to see how this is all affecting the economy. We could hear a very different message from the U.S. central bank today that they're not done raising interest rates because inflation remains elevated. Having said all that, markets think that they are done after today. We had a terrific month of January. Talked about this a little yesterday, but in Tuesday's trade, another big gain for stocks. The Nasdaq extended its January gain to 10.5%. It was up another almost 2% yesterday. TSX up by almost 200 points.
All right. Something else we've been talking about lately, tech stocks and the tech sector really struggling. And this is no exception. Snap Inc. struggling as well.
Well, is it struggling or just adjusting, I think? With Snap, look, that company in particular, that social media company, has been particularly hard hit by Apple's adjustment to the any of the apps that you install on your phone where it says allow app to track or not. And a lot of people said no. And that dented Snap's advertising because they can't gauge how many, how where their clients are actually spending their money as much. So Snap stock is plunging this morning by 14%. PayPal is cutting 2,000 jobs. That's 7% of that company's workforce. And with the PayPal announcement this morning, I think the tech sector is now at 100,000 job cuts just announced in the past 6 months.
Wow. And more to come likely as well.
Well, look, it's an adjustment. They hired so fast and so much over the past 2 years. With an economic downturn expected, all these companies are right-sizing, as they say.
Okay, good news, though. We'll end on a good note for Bitcoin, at least. And if you own Bitcoin, actually not a bad month.
Depends when you bought.
True. If you bought it at 60,000.
60,000, not so much.
Yeah.
Thank you. Today it's at 23,000, excuse me. It was up something like 20% for January. Best month since 2013. When you could have bought Bitcoin for $20.
It's only $20 in 2013? Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's true.
We missed that boat.
True thing. And we still don't know what it's really worth.
It could go back to $20. Who knows? It's
worth,
volatile.
It's worth what the market says it's worth, right?
We don't know. All right, Mike. Thank you so much. We'll chat with you tomorrow again.
Thank you.